All right, so welcome everyone to our second live stream. Tonight we're doing
Anachrony.
Yes.
Anachrony is a game published by Mindclash Games, designed by David Turczi. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly, with assistance from Viktor Peter and Richard Amann.
Now this game is quite the beast. It's got a lot going on, and I'm pretty certain, it looks, once you see it kind of out and about, it looks a lot more overwhelming than it really is. There's a very well designed flow to the phases. Everything is clearly laid out. So once you know the iconography, this game is actually pretty easy to pick up. The strategy, however, on the other hand, a little harder to master, especially considering there are so many things going on. You have to make sure you're really on top of everything. So without further ado,
we're going to get started. So We've got the game set up. Today we're playing with the Doomsday module, and we also have opted to use a variant, which is going to be the alternate timeline tiles. So those are the game modifications we've got in play beyond the base game. Tracy is going to be playing...
I am playing the Path of Progress, I believe this is.
So
the Path of Progress, we have the actual cool little miniatures that you're going to get to see, and we're still showing us.
We're still showing us because we haven't started to gameplay yet. Yeah.
Fair enough. Still learning the system. So yeah, I'm playing the Path of Progress, which basically is more about kind of, expanding and getting all the different things versus, focus on one thing. So I'm going to be playing with a few different mechanics and strategies tonight.
And I'm playing the Path of Harmony, which is one I haven't played with yet before. So looking forward to trying this out, and being my group of humanity is being led by Matriarch Zeta. So she's got some special abilities. We're playing with the B side of the player boards, which means we have uneven starting conditions and uneven game mechanics. Mm-hmm. If you play with the A side, then all players have kind of the same base mechanics.
Yes.
But we opted to use the B side for these.
And the other thing we did was there is a couple of different ways for starting resources. So one, there's an A and a B side of your actual, you have a passive progress board. Like each person has their own board, and there's an A and B side on that as well. And there are starting resources printed right on it. We also played this with the decks, which is basically a drafting of the starting resources.
It's an optional variant, yeah.
And I found that was actually a lot tougher, considering there's already a lot kind of going on with the game. I found I spent almost 2 phases kind of just what I got didn't quite get me to, I didn't have enough workers to do what I need to do. So we're going to be playing tonight at least with the fixed starting resources that we get on our cards, on our player boards, player mats, and go from there. So
we've got the game all set up. Without further ado, we're going to get right into gameplay. So I'm just going to... And now we have an overhead view of the game board, and we're down here in the bottom corner. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
All right, so Tracy, why don't you start?
So, there's actually a lot going on. So there are 6 phases to the kind of game. So we need to do some preparation and stuff first. So the first thing we're going to do is, we don't have to refill them. Actually, we do need to fill the mine and everything like that.
I'll take care of that if you want to do the tiles up there.
So the building tiles, you always have, there are 4 types of buildings, and you're always going to get 2. So there's always going to be 1 down here and then 1 on the top of the pile. So you're always going to have an option of 8. Each phase we're going to be dropping 1 more down. So it's, again, going to be 8, but it's often going to change. Stephane is right now putting out the resources in the mine. Mm-hmm. And over here we also have to put out the various workers that we can recruit. So we're going to turn that over.
So we need 2 engineers, 1 administrator.
2 engineers.
And 1 genius.
An administrator and a genius. I always thought the brain a little bit of an unusual symbol, but I like it because it makes sense. I was just kind of like, brains? This is a zombie game? So, right. So then we need to do Paradox. Now, Paradox doesn't happen because we haven't we don't have any
We do,
tiles.
however, as part of the preparation phase, need to see what's coming.
Yes,
So
so we
I
can
flip
kinda plan
over
ahead.
the next super project and the next experiment card.
Yes, because we're working with the Doomsday module over here, there's going to be projects as well that we can get.
So for the super projects right now, we have the anti-gravity field and the quantum chameleon. And in this era, we have the reverse water gas shift. And then in the next era, the timeline protection doctrine experiments.
Yes. So then we have to power up our suits. So this is where I was really happy that we got the expansion. We did buy this retail, and we actually had to go all the way to a store in Kingston to get the. But I have these cool kind of like lion-y, kind of neat little guys here, and I really like them.
And mine are these kind of green bubbly dudes.
They're kind of like plant guys.
Yes.
These don't add tons of the game mechanics, but really adds to the theme. It really feels like, you know, you're going out in these protective suits, so I kind of like that.
And these are called exosuits.
Yes.
I keep referring to them as mechs because I'm a long in the tooth mech warrior and BattleTech player. But they are not mechs, they are called exosuits. So if I slip and call them mechs, please forgive me.
So I'm going to play 3 of my guys out, which means, and they're all free. I'm placing them on free spots right now. So I'm going to get 3 water for the 3 extra spots that I have not used.
And I'm going to choose, players can do this phase simultaneously. It's suggested once everyone knows how to play the game that they can do this simultaneously to save on time. So I'm also putting 3 mechs out, and because my one of my abilities is to get 2 water per mech that I don't, or mech space that I don't provision or power up, sorry, I'm going to get 6 water.
Now with 2 players, there's more water tokens, but I find this is one of the things I find is there isn't enough water tokens to kind of go around. Mind
It
you,
can be tight sometimes.
it can
Yeah.
be tight, but it's not bad. I do like the look of them though. I know they're a little bit slippy, but I like them.
So now we've done the power up phase.
We
We
gotta
go
do-
into the warp phase.
So this part, actually we didn't pick start player, but you know what?
I said you go ahead and start. Be
Okay,
the
so
start
I'm going to
player.
put my little banner there.
Sounds good.
Now we have to decide if we want to use any of our warp tiles. Now the warp tiles are basically us borrowing, our future selves are sending us these resources back, but we're going to have to pay them back or we're going to be punished for it at the end of the game, and possibly other effects as we go along. So we're going to take a look here and see what we might want to do. And we're usually doing this hidden, but we'll kind of want to keep it up, so I'm just not going to... 0, 1, or 2. And I'm sorry, just trying to figure out what I want to do here. Okay.
Take your time.
But hurry up.
Take your time. But
All
hurry
right,
up.
so we're going to reveal. All right, so because I'm first and we're using the advanced side of the board, we actually have to place them in player order because some people get rewards and negative effects depending on where it's placed. So I want a neutronium, and you will get an administrator.
And
A titanium. All right. So under this little thing is what happens when the evacuation happens. There's a couple different things that happen in this game, and we're going to kind of go through those as we go along. But this is going to get turned over later in the game, so it's kind of cool. All right. So now that that's all happened, it's now the action round. So
in player order, we're going to take turns taking a single action. Tracy's first, so she's going to choose her action first.
what kind of buildings do we have here? We do have some good buildings. I think that is a good idea. So I'm going to build. I can't use the construct. Sorry, I can't use the administrator. So we're going to use my scientist guy, and I'm going to place that there in the first spot, so it doesn't cost me anything. Now I'm going to build. Do I have what it takes to build it? Yes, I want to build this, and I have 2 titanium and 1. What's the yellow again? I always get that confused with the uranium.
Gold.
Gold. All right.
Yellow is gold.
All right, and that allows me to pick up this guy, which is going to allow me, if I place a guy there and pay water. Now I was paying the cost of my spot, so you don't pay any cost for the building, you pay the cost for the spot you're going to put it. So I'm putting the leftmost spot of the gray, and I can play a worker there for 1 water. I can get 2 gold, which is kind of nice.
Okay, and my next action, I would like to take a scientist action. And I'm going to come to the research area and do some research. I'm going to set 1 die. As per the rules, when you do research, you're rolling dice. But in fact, you set one of the dice to the face that you want, and then you roll the other die. So there is basically, in this situation, 2 in 6 chance that I'll get what I want.
Now the nice thing is my guy allows me, if I pay a water, to actually fix both of them, which is kind of nice.
So I wanted a triangle, and I got the DNA strands.
Oops. DNA. You're in here somewhere. There you are. That's the one. And I'll add that to my board. It'll be worth a point for me at the end of the game if I haven't spent it, but I could also use it to purchase other things like super projects. Super projects, sometimes the
experiments.
Experiments require it. What are the experiments down there? So you need a building in red and blue, and then you need to pay 2 water. The other one is have six tiles. Ooh, that's expensive. Right.
So I've done my action. It's back to you.
All right. So I'm going to hire another dude. Hiring guys is good. Having more guys is good because they come to you motivated, so they're kind of nice.
As an administrator, you can pick any of the recruits that are there, so you decide which one you want and take the appropriate bonus.
You know what? I do not have a genius. You start with a tire genius, but I do not start with a genius. He comes motivated. And
you get to take one of the bonuses, your choice.
I think I'm going to take, surprisingly enough, the energy cores. I always seem to be low.
Run out of those at the end of the game?
I always run out by the end, and I'm kind of struggling to make.
Although you started with quite a few this time.
I started with 4, but I started with 4. I think once a 4, and it was kind of not a lot. So we're just trying to get the chat up and running. If you have any questions about the game, I'm not sure if you've played it yet, but always ask us questions in the chat. We're here to talk. I'm just powering my computer up again, my phone up again, to see if we can get my Twitch stream going so I can help out in the chat.
I'm going to take the which one do I want to do? That's a good question.
With 2 players, you don't have quite as much wiggle room to.
That's right.
To decide what you're going to do, so sometimes there might be a little bit more AP with 2 players than there would be with more.
Spend a water to take the research action again, and again I'm going to keep the triangle and roll again. Oh, I get to choose what I want. I would like the chip face, please.
You're collecting a lot of these this time.
Triangle with the chip. That's the one.
So these are interesting because these are a set collection part of the game. So each one is worth 1 point at the end of the game, and if you have a set of three of the different the different shapes of the same symbol, you get an extra 2 points.
That's right. So I've taken that action. Now it's back to you.
All right. So I'm actually going to go here for a water. So nice thing about putting my scientist here is 3 of my building spots is if I put a scientist there, they actually come back motivated. They don't come back tired. So I'm playing that there. I'm paying the 2 water it costs to do that action, which it says on the building itself. And I'm going to take 2 gold because that's kind of handy.
I forgot when I placed here I should have received an anomaly tile.
You should have received an anomaly. Anomalies are not good because if you receive 3, or in my case 4, you will get a paradox. Or sorry, those are paradoxes. This is an anomaly. You'll get an anomaly tile, which will lose you points at the end of the game unless you
get rid of it.
Basically kill a guy off, pay some resources to get rid of it. So.
Did you take you took your action on your player board? Okay.
I did.
So now it's back to me.
Fortunately, it's not a free action, so.
Not a free action.
It was not.
So I'm going to do the construct action. And I'm going to build the anti-gravity field.
Nice. Early on. Now, the thing with superpowers is they cover some of your building spots, but as long as your endgame conditions don't require certain things, then you're good.
So the anti-gravity field requires me to pay 4 titanium, although I'm an engineer, so I pay 1 less.
Well, your end condition requires you to have six buildings to be able to evacuate.
Yeah.
So.
I also have to discard an engineer back to the supply, and I have to discard one of those breakthrough tiles that I just received, which is that one, so that'll go back to the supply as well.
Nice.
But it earns me 6 points, and it gives me an extra 1 resource credit on any future construction actions that I take.
Oh my gosh, they're exploding. These things don't pile well, especially the triangles. So I'm just going to kind of put them like that. They keep falling over on me. All right, I do have 1 mech left. Taking some resources would be good. Although having guys would be good too. Having more guys is useful. But you know what? Resources, especially with that purple coming out so early on in the game. Now I'm going to go here for the green.
What work are you putting in it?
Oh yes, sorry. I have to put a worker in it. My apologies. I'm going to put a genius, and it's going to act like an engineer because then I can get it back motivated.
That sounds
so
good.
I need to take this green one because that's where I placed. And then I'm going to take a gray one actually, please.
Titanium?
Yes. There we go.
So I do have a worker left, although it doesn't really make sense to use him in this case because I don't have any actions that he can take other than to refresh or supply all of my guys, and I only have one guy that's tired. So supplying him would be wasteful at this point. So I'm going to pass.
All right. I actually have nothing I can do. As a free action, I could bring that guy back, but that's not really worth it. So I think I too am going to pass. So once everyone passes, then the cleanup phase happens. So first thing is we're going to retrieve our workers. Now, unless they say so, they come back tired. This guy will come back tired. This guy will also come back tired. Poor guys. This guy, like I said, because he's a scientist over here, he actually comes back motivated. And this guy will come back motivated as well because I used him as if he were an engineer. Alright, so we check for impact. As you can see, impact has not happened yet.
Now, I can take, as part of my action during the cleanup phase, I can choose to recruit one of the existing guys for the cost of 2 water. And I think I'm going to do that. So I'm going to take another engineer. And he comes... now, do I get the bonus for the engineer? That is a good question.
What's that?
Matriarch Zeta. Do I get the bonus of the
No, you do
energy
not.
core for that?
You just get to hire a guy.
Okay.
I used that one before
I'll
already.
take your word for it. So I get to hire a guy. I paid my 2 water. I now have that guy available for the next phase. All right. So in the next era, we are going to...
first we need to check game and check impact. We're pretty early, but this is going to happen because the impact may.
That's right.
We're using the Doomsday track here.
With the Doomsday track, we have to roll these dice.
All right, so
basically we have a net of nothing.
So if it's pluses, it gets moved ahead.
Further ahead.
And if it's negatives, then it gets moved. Now that we used a little bit last game when we played it for the first time. Yeah. And actually, I quite liked it. It was an additional fun little addition that we...
So during the preparation phase, we have to, again, move some of the building tiles off.
Now our focuses move over.
Our focuses move over into the next era.
And what that basically means is progression of the time. And if we want to go back and pay for things, pay back things we borrowed from our future selves, we have to be able to move back in time with these little power plants here.
So that happens. And do you mind putting out the workers? These guys, actually that one can stay there. The scientist, the engineer, comes away.
So 1 scientist, 2 administrators, and 1 genius.
And I've refreshed the mine area.
A little short there. So you didn't take first player from me.
I did not.
Now we are going to roll for paradox. So you have the majority in the first era here.
So I'll have to roll the paradox die, which you have over there.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, paradox die does have one side that wasn't colored.
However, that is not this one. This is, in fact, the blank side. The other side that we have that looks blank maybe on the camera actually has the carved out paradox symbol. So if we roll that, we'll actually take a paradox tile. But I got the right blank one this time. You can have that back. So no paradox tile gets added to my board. Next, we're going to reveal the next super project and the next experiment for the following era.
And then power up our exosuits.
Sorry, revealing those should have happened during the preparation phase. I forgot to do so. So now powering up the exosuits. I'm again going to choose 3.
actually going to choose 4. So the first 3 are free, and the 4th one requires me to pay either a energy core or a resource that isn't the neutronium. I think I'm going to pay one of these.
You know what? I will also do 4, which means I put 2 of those water back.
Energy core.
Because I took my 6 water already.
And then I get 2 water.
And I pay an energy core. If you mind putting that in the supply, Trace. Don't worry about it.
There we go.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So now we're back to the warp phase, where we choose our warp tiles.
All right. So all right. So unfortunately, my morale is going to go down.
Your morale will go down by 1, but you get an engineer from the supply. Actually,
For the cost of a water, I get an engineer.
I forgot to pay my water for my administrator earlier, so I'm going to do that now.
That would be good. All right. So with that being said, let me just look and see here what we have. You took that super project. Okay. Fair enough. So the second one there, timeline protection doctrine,
requires you to have 6 warp tiles out on the timeline.
Ouch.
I do believe.
And
Let me confirm in the rules.
That's good.
But I believe that is
good.
correct.
That would be correct, based on iconography.
We've been known to be wrong about the iconography in the past.
And like I said, anyone who's watching, if you want to kind of, if you've played this or if you're curious, we can certainly look it up. But the iconography is fairly straightforward. Once you know what everything means, then you're good. All right. So with that being said, I need to build some stuff. So I'm gonna use my engineer because it's helpful to put engineers in a construct area. And I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Requires 1. Now an engineer, actually, sorry, he still comes back tired, but he cost me 1 less titanium to play it out. So I'm going to pay 1 titanium, 1 gold, 1 neutronium, and 1 water to get myself one of these lovely, oh, there goes my water flying off the board. To get this lovely little time travel power plant, because then I can travel back in time and pay for my resources so that I'm not hurting for points at the end of the game.
Okay, and my next action is going to be to, actually, you know what? I'm going to bring back my workers using my administrator, who will be motivated, because administrators are motivated on this action.
On yours, anyway.
It does, however, cost me 5 water, so I'm going to spend that. And I get to move my morale track up, and that earns me potentially 2 points if I'm still there at the end of the game. And my workers all come back to the rested or active area.
I find this is a very elegant system. The guys are tired, and you have to either spend a guy, use him to bring them back, but they all come back to you, and then you got to decide how you're going to use them.
There's some other games that do the same thing. I'm thinking Above and Below has a similar mechanic.
Yeah.
So yeah, but really enjoy the theme in this one too. So
there is
so that was my action.
I was hoping to do something, but that's probably not going to happen. Interesting. All right. So I'm going to play an engineer here. Over here. No, scientist, sorry. Scientist's going to go here because the scientist is the only one that can go there.
You take the research action.
Now, my special girl, Librarian Cornella here, allows me that when I take that action for a water, instead of choosing only one of the die faces, I can choose both die faces, so I don't have to worry about any
You don't
random.
even have to roll the dice.
I don't.
Just choose the tile you
But
want.
I'm going to, what do we got going? We need circles, so I'm going to get a circle and
You
people.
need 2 circles for this one if you're looking at the super project.
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
Maybe.
You just never know. Alright, so that is my action.
My next action is going to be to build. What am I going to be building? Am I going to be building? No, I need something else first. And that will require me, in fact, I'm going to spend this genius here, which means he will act like an administrator.
So you're going to get to use the action twice. Basically,
And
to do 2 trades.
I'm going to trade 3 water. So that was 5 water. I'll take 2 credits back, and I'm going to turn that 3 water into a neutronium.
Nice.
And that was my action.
Alright.
Those nomads allowed me to trade with them, so I was able to get the resources I need.
Well. I think I'm going to use my administrator, because my administrator can hire anybody. But I'm going to hire the scientist here. And the scientist gets me 2 water when I hire them. Yeah.
Alright, my next action will be to do the build action I wanted to do earlier with an engineer.
Do you have to pay a water?
So it cost me a water to take that action space. However, my engineer gets me a 1 titanium credit, and because I have the anti-gravity field, I get 1 other resource credit when I take any construction action.
Nice.
So I get to basically take 2 resources off. I want to build a power plant, and I can see that we have
There's one that's worth 4 points at the end of the game, but moves you back only 1, and one that's 2 points, but moves you back 3.
I will take the one that moves you back 3, please.
Alright.
So I need to spend a neutronium. I can lose 2 different resources. I'll take the 2 titanium off. So I only have to pay a water and a neutronium.
Nice. That is a very handy super project.
And then I'll be able to move back in time. Gotta
And
get back in
Super projects
time.
are great because they're really expensive to originally get. You have to pay resources, sometimes guys. You have to lose guys, and you also have to pay some of your breakthroughs. But they give you some pretty snazzy things and good end game points. So.
That was a Back to the Future reference. You didn't even bat an eyelash.
I know. I'm sorry. So I do have one other guy here. What do I want to do? What would I like to do? So. I need to go out here. And he's going to act like an engineer over here to get myself some resources.
What would you like? You get the green.
I would... Oh, sorry. Can I go to the bottom spot? My apologies.
You don't get
I would
the
like
green.
a gray.
You get the gray.
And I would like another gray, because pretty much all the building spots require titanium, so...
Oh, there they
I'm
are.
a little titanium poor at the moment.
Yes. Okay, so my next action, I've built that. I think I want to go back in time, but what do I need for that? I would need a titanium. I could spend that to do that. You know what I'd really like to do?
What's that?
I'm going to take an engineer.
If you go there, you also get first player.
Yeah, but I don't have enough water to do what I want to do. So I'm going to go there, spend 1 water. And now I can build a building. Again, because it's an engineer, I take 2 resources off. So I can, in fact, build this building for just another water.
Nice.
Because my super project removes 1 and my engineer removes 1. So I can, in fact, build that for just a single water. And I'm going to build a blue tile, a blue building, which are life support.
So this one allows you, actually they're both the same, basically rounded up, they allow you to refresh all of your guys for the cost divided by 2, the cost of water divided by 2.
So I don't even get a choice. Then why don't you give me one of those tiles?
Well, it depends, which one do you like?
And they're both the same, you just said.
Well, you might
it depends which one I would reveal.
something underneath.
Yes.
So.
How about I reveal the one that was already revealed?
So you want this one?
Yes.
Trying valiantly to get on Twitch here to chat with y'all. But so I have no more guys. However, I don't have any more exosuits specifically. But I do have a guy here, and you know what? I like having resources that I can maybe trade. So I'm gonna spend a water to get myself 2 gold. I love when I can get gold for just cost of 1 single water. It's great.
I'm a little water poor right now, so I'm actually going to go to the purify water space. Now, a couple of spaces, as you can see on the board, are hex pools, they're called. There's these larger spaces. And there's the Doomsday Track one over there. That means that any number of exosuits with workers can go there to take those actions, as opposed to the other spaces, which only have room for 1 worker in an exosuit.
That's correct.
So that gets me, because it's a scientist, he gets a bonus +1,
So you get 4.
which means I get 4 water,
Nice.
which is good because I had none left.
I'm pretty resource rich here, which is surprising. Although I'm a little sad this particular one is all funky shaped. Kind of look like they're cracked. It's interesting. The green ones. Alright, so because I literally have nothing else, I could refresh my guys for forced work by just using one of my free action markers here. However, I'm already low on morale, so I think I'm going to pass.
Okay, and I still have an action left. I'm going to go back in time. See, you just did it again. Going to go back in time.
You're aging us.
There we go. Some of you may be too young to remember Back to the Future.
They probably know it, but we actually were around when it first came out.
That's right. So I'm going to go back to the previous era, which allows me to affect one action, which is to remove one of my warp tiles. Now, the only one I can remove right now is the titanium, because I have a titanium that I can spend. The other one is the admin, but my admin guy is not active, and so I can't currently spend him. So I'm going to take the titanium tile away. I'm going to give the titanium back to the supply. And because I did some time traveling, I get to move up 1 space on my time travel track.
Very nice. Gets you points at the end of the game, which is very handy.
You had already passed.
I had already passed, and I cannot come back in once I've passed.
So I am also going to pass. Now, during the cleanup phase, I have that bonus action where I can spend 2 water to hire someone.
Yep.
So I'm going to spend the 2 water, and I'm going to hire a genius.
Nice. So we're going to take our guys back. My first guy's here. They're going to come back tired. I have a lot of tired guys.
I have a few tired
And
guys
I like that the bases are colored, so it matches, so you know exactly what you're taking back. I have a lot of tired guys here. However, this guy's going to come back to me. No, he's going to be tired, but the next one is going, if you can pass me that one, that one's going to come back refreshed. Or motivated, sorry. I always want to say refreshed, but it's motivated.
Motivated to keep going.
They're motivated to work, because apparently they're very happy. Their exosuits protected them. Oh, and this guy comes back motivated as well, because it's a scientist.
So during the end phase, or basically the tokens move back into the next era.
Yep. So we check for impact. Impact hasn't happened. Actually, we're going to do this. We're going to roll the Doomsday Track. So it's actually going to move forward 1.
Forward in time.
Yeah.
Which means this will happen. And that just slides over. That just slides over.
There we go.
Okay. Now, during the preparation phase in the next era, we're going to reveal the next super project, the Grand Reservoir.
That is handy. I like that one.
And the next experiment is Interstellar Missile System. Shoot missiles between stars.
Nice.
We're going to reveal all of these.
So we put these on the board. Normally they go to the side of the board, but just to save table space, because it's a bit of a table hog, and we haven't even added all the modules that came with the expansion. But, so 2 geniuses are going to come out, and 2 engineers. Interesting. So not a lot of variety, but some good people. I believe it's always 4 people that come out.
That's
4
correct.
or 5.
That's correct. 4.
4? Yeah. All right.
And I've put the resources out in the mine. We need to shift the building tiles.
Mm-hmm.
Power plant. Factory.
That's what we have here. We have
Life support and
some
labs.
traveling but victory points. You have to spend resource to get any resource, get some water. And this guy is 2 points plus an anomaly when you take it. Or a paradox, sorry. Paradox. I always get paradox and anomaly mixed up. Anomaly happens with multiple paradoxes. Speaking of paradoxes, we have to roll for our paradoxes. So that first tile, we have to roll for every tile majority. This is something we didn't do the first game. We discovered because we're like, wow, we're not getting a lot of paradoxes. We have to actually roll for majority on each one.
Time traveling is dangerous.
Time traveling is dangerous, and now we're both equal, so I have to roll as well because you took one of your tiles back. So that is unfortunately the side that you can't see. It is the orange side, so I get a paradox. Nice thing is my guy allows me to take 4.
I also get a paradox tile.
So it's 4 before I get an actual anomaly.
Now we go to the next era, which we just ended, and
just
you're the
me.
only one there, so you have to roll and I don't.
Oh, ouch, 2. I always hate when that 2. There's only one side that rolls 2, but I always seem to roll
Still
that
don't get
side.
an anomaly yet, though.
Nope, because I have 4 spots, so. They're not bad. I've been able to get rid of most of them when I played the game, the few times we've played this game, but requires some resources, and you gotta kill a guy off, because basically he's going back to mend the rift.
And we're back to the power-up phase.
Alright, so let's see here. I'm gonna want banana guys. So I'm actually gonna power up those 3 guys for free. And then these 2 guys for an exosuit and a resource, so gold. And energy core, sorry, not exosuit, energy core. Alright.
I'm also going to spend an energy core. Put that back in the supply, please. And I'm going to take 4 water. Sorry, having difficulty picking the water up off the board. There we go.
Oh, I get 1 water. Yes, thank you. Forgot to take it.
You got
Alright.
5 exosuits.
I decided to go with 5.
Apparently.
See how it goes.
All right then.
Let's see how this goes. Alright, so now we do the warp tiles. So 0, 1, or 2 warp tiles in hand.
What do I have versus what do I need? Okay, I'm ready.
Ready, set. Oh, no more. The nice thing about, again, because I'm first place, so that first spot gets me a victory point.
Nice.
So first blood to me.
You have a point, you're on the board.
I'm on the board.
There's no victory point track in this game, so basically we're going to add up all of our victory point totals with
The various things.
the handy dandy score pad, which you'll see at the end of the game.
It's got a lot of different things. You're scoring for letters, but so I like that. I usually find people don't necessarily focus on one thing, and they can do different things, and always people can win different ways.
So now we're back to the action rounds, and you're still first player, so you get to go first.
So I'm actually going to use my guy. I'm going to spend 5 water because it costs me 5 water presently, which is a lot of water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, those waters are slippery.
And see, we have Java 1970. Seems to have joined the chat.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hope you're enjoying the game. This definitely is a contender for top 5. It's definitely in my top 10. It's a contender for top 5. I'm starting to see it more as I play the other modules. I'd like to check out the other modules soon, in addition to the Doomsday module. I like the experiments. We didn't maximize the track as much as we should have when we played with it the last time, but I guess we were worried about ending the game too soon. But it's really hard to end the game too soon because you have to actually do a lot of those experiments.
Yep. So you've taken your first action.
Now
Did you take your first action?
I did not. I was just worried about the experiment, the level 2 experiments. They only come out when there's an empty spot.
When there's an empty spot, so we need to basically resolve an experiment
those first 2 are really expensive.
You do have a worker on the.
Yeah, I just did that. That's my first action.
Okay, so you did take
Yes,
action.
my apologies. Yes, I paid 5 water, which is where my morale track goes up, actually, since I use that instead of forced work. When you force work, you lose morale, possibly a guy dies because of it. Because they don't like to be forced to work.
That's right.
They like to be happy.
I'm going to take the construction action. And I would like to build a... so the lab. Sorry, I'm going to build a lab. And I'd like the lab from the top of this tall stack over there, please. Nope. Red.
Still forget some of the names.
Okay.
I know most of them, but
so this lab,
I just say red buildings.
This lab normally would cost me a uranium, 2 titanium, and a water, but because I'm a genius who's pretending to be an engineer, I get a 1 credit discount. And for my super project, I get another resource discount.
Very, very handy.
So I only spend 1 green and 1 water. So
it's actually
one
very
water
strong with your...
and 1 uranium. It does.
For your... Because we all have an evacuation condition that you have to meet. You have to meet the top to be able to evacuate and get the points accordingly. You don't lose the game if you can't evacuate. It's another way to get points. So you want to do that, which is very handy. Mine requires a lot of water, so I have to get that water up there.
So that was my turn. Back to you.
Let's see here. Yes. All right. I'm going to put my engineer there because when they come back motivated. I actually want to go down to the bottom. Sorry, I can't quite reach. I'm a little short. And get the gray on the right, which I have to get because of where I placed. And I'm going to take the neutronium, please.
Titanium and a neutronium.
Neutronium is very handy because it's hard to get.
I would like to supply my guys, so I'm going to use my administrator, who will come back motivated. I'm going to spend 5 water again to supply my guys, which means I'll be able to bring them back from tired to active. And I'm going to move up on my morale track. So that's useful because it gets me my workers back that I can still take actions this turn.
Yes, did that myself. You got to do that every so often.
And we're back to you.
All right. Well, let's see here. I need that. So let's do that. So I need a scientist because he's the only one that can go there. I'm going to go here.
You can do some research again.
Do some research and a breakthrough. And because of my special ability, I can pay a water. That means I have no more water, but that's okay. To decide exactly what I want to get, and I want to get another circle. So I'm going to get specifically a circle, and I'm going to get the target. So I have a couple of those here. I'm a big fan of the art in this. I really, really love the art. They took a lot of effort in making the different factions.
I agree. The art is fantastic. I'm a big fan of the iconography, which really works well once you've internalized it all. There's a lot of iconography to work with, but once you've understood how it works, it goes really smoothly. So I'm going to move this back 1, 2, which means I get to take away. Although I don't have an administrator, I still don't have an administrator.
So you probably don't want to do that.
You know, last turn when I took that genius, I should have taken the administrator instead. Oh well. However, I won't get to put the administrator back, but I can resolve or take this experiment on a future action when I go to the Doomsday track.
Correct.
And do the experiment thing.
That'd be kind of nice.
So that would be my action, was to bring that back.
Yes. All right. What did I want to do? I also want to travel back in time. So in order to do that, I'm going to spend my scientist because he comes back to me motivated. I can go back a total of 2, so I'm going to go back 1. And
if you pay an engineer,
I'm debating whether I want to pay that engineer.
You can remove that warp tile.
Might not be a bad idea because I have a lot of tiles out right now. So I'm going to send my guy back. He's going to sacrifice himself by going back into the past. And I paid him off. So it's 1 less negative points against me at the end of the game.
All right. My next turn is going to be to take an experiment action on the Doomsday track. So I can do that. Because I have both a life support and a lab, I can resolve this experiment. I can basically take this experiment card.
Nice.
It does cost me 2 water. Oh, look, I don't have water. Guess what I'm not doing yet?
You're not doing
I
that
guess
yet.
I'll have to wait for another turn. But that's fine because I can get water by taking this action instead.
Getting
4 water.
Yes. Surprisingly water poor this game.
And the action's back to you.
So, I want to construct that super project. So, I'm going to, I can't use the administrator there. I can use my genius. Nope, I can't use that yet. I have to actually hire a guy.
Do you have any water left?
Nope, I need some water. First, I'm gonna hire a guy.
Okay, which guy would you want? The genius?
I'm gonna hire the genius.
And
But I'm actually gonna take the 2 water as
there's
if I
your
were
genius.
hiring
Oh,
a scientist.
and take 2 water from the supply. Okay.
Yeah.
So we both tried to jump the gun with actions we couldn't
I
take yet.
know.
But now,
Just there's so many things to think about, you kind of forget.
now I'm going to resolve this experiment. If you don't mind putting that in the doomsday track over there. So what happens here, I have both the life support and the lab that I need. I now have the 2 water that I need to spend, so I'll spend the 2 water.
It's interesting. It's pretty clear if there's it looks like a little hole, so the water's going down into the hole.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like a time warp.
I get to immediately take the experiment card and put it on my side. It'll be worth 2 victory points for me at the end of the game.
Put it there. There we go. And you'd want to, because you are the Harmony, you could move the track up 1.
And I think I will.
So that will get you no victory points. Nope, you're the other side.
Sorry, no victory points. I'm going
No victory
this
points,
way.
but it does get you towards victory points, and because you're the right side.
Yeah.
So the left side, if there was the dominance path, they would get victory points if they had taken that action to move it up. But yeah.
Okay, so that was my action. Back to you.
All right. I am going to put this guy over here in the construct action.
Cost you a water for the privilege.
It does. And then I'm actually going to build a super project. So I'm going to, because I'm in that, my focus is in the right spot, I can build the quantum chameleon for a cost of 1 of each of these. And 1 of each of 2 circles. So basically I have 2 circles here. I'm going to get rid of those.
There's a quantum chameleon. You must put it in one of the leftmost spaces on your board.
Yes.
Which means it'll have to go in either the life support or the lab space.
Now I actually don't know what this one does.
I will look it up.
Well, sorry. I kind of understand based on the iconography, which is why I decided to pick it. But I want to make sure we know it exactly.
So it
this one hasn't
says,
come out before.
Genius. Choose and take a worker action of any super project or building built by any player. The cost of the action must be paid accordingly, and retrieve rules of the chosen action apply to your worker as well.
That is what I thought, which is good. Just wanted to confirm, because I saw this hole and I thought I had to get rid of my... But no, it's just showing there.
Basically get to use them elsewhere.
As if he was someone else's spot.
That's right. Okay, on my turn now.
Plus it's worth 5 victory points at the end of the game.
Now that I've resolved that, what else do I wish to do? I would like... I'm going to get another genius for 1 water. And add that genius to my pool. Back to you, Tracy.
But I have it. No, I don't have it yet. That's unfortunate. There's no way for me to get it. Alright. Do you have anything that would get me water? Not really, hey?
No. Although I should read up what that does.
Alright. So,
Looks like my cost to do that would have been halved.
I'm going to use my...
No,
What's that?
My cost to take the supply action
That's
should
correct.
have been halved.
That's correct.
And I should get basically 2 water back. I'll assume it's rounded.
It's rounded.
It says rounded up, but
rounded up as in you have to pay the cost rounded up.
halved rounded up. So
basically, if it's 5, you have to pay
it'd be
3.
So I get 2 water back because I would have had that credit earlier when I took that action.
I'm actually going to use...
Know your tiles. It's important. They can get
there's
you
a lot going on,
of good
so-
bonuses.
I sadly need water. So I'm going to go here, and this is going to act like a scientist. So it's going to give me 4 water.
Did it blind you with science?
Blinded me with... I'm not going to torture you guys with my singing voice, so... Yes, I know that song very well. Haha.
You didn't hear anything.
Heard nothing.
Heard nothing. So you taking that action, you got your water. I still have some possible actions, although I don't have any action spaces to play them on. So, in fact, I'm going to pass.
I still do have a guy here. That one's going to come back to me. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go here, but the cost of water.
To get a gold?
2 gold.
2 gold.
It is
Look
in
at
fact
you.
2 gold.
Look at you getting resources.
They're handy to trade. So, alright, and I have no free actions that I want to use. So you've passed, I'm going to pass.
Okay, so that brings us to the cleanup phase, and once again we retrieve our workers.
Thank you.
That
No,
worker is going to come back motivated, so ready to go for the next round.
that one is
Not. This one is not also tired, and this one is also tired, and this one is also tired.
Now this one comes back motivated. Sadly, my guy down here does not, because I don't have that special ability. And this guy also does not. Now, did you want to buy a guy for your special ability?
In fact, I'm thinking of this one as well.
Thank you. Where did that come from?
It was not. It comes back tired.
Okay.
I forget exactly where it came from, but it does come back tired.
Yeah.
So for 2 water again, I can hire myself a engineer. So I'm going to spend the 2
very
water
handy
and do that.
matriarch Zeta.
Matriarch
Very
Zeta.
handy.
At the end of this, we're going to go into the next era. Sorry. Yes, the 4th era.
That's it.
And
Oh,
then,
we're gonna roll these first to see what happens.
see what happens with the
So there's
Doomsday
no
track.
adjustments because of the track adjustments. Oh, so it's actually gonna move down back towards us.
The shifting of the timeline is...
It's not as fiddly as some games, but
No.
it's probably if anyone doesn't like having to move things during the game, I don't find it much worse
It
than
can
having
mess with your
anything else.
strategy if you're playing it too tight. So you gotta be careful. Give yourself a bit of wiggle room.
Yeah.
So in the next preparation phase, we're going to reveal these. You're going to shift some buildings. The next super project is rescue pods, and the next experiment is a resistant genotype. So,
Alright, so this guy's gonna come off because we're gonna have 2 scientists, an administrator, and a genius.
you got a green here and another titanium here.
So there's a little bit of setup each round, but I don't find it bad. Actually, I like that it adds variety. You're not getting the same stuff every time, and all right.
So next is the paradox phase.
Nope, paradox first. Yes. So we're still tied there.
So we're both rolling dice.
Not good. Oh,
get
so I took one. So because I took one,
You get to get rid of all of those ones because you're at your limit, and you'll get an anomaly tile instead.
the nice thing is I don't take any more paradoxes this turn because I got an anomaly.
You might as well grab me an anomaly tile as well because I just did the same
Now
thing.
you can choose to get rid of a building instead. Your special ability is to get
I'm
rid
not
of a building.
going to.
I liked my other guy because it allowed me to play one on any spot I wanted instead of the cheapest spot. So it kind of hurts. I'll put it up here.
The good news is, having suffered one anomaly this paradox phase,
We don't suffer
we
anymore.
don't have to roll anymore.
That's correct.
That's good.
There's only so many anomalies that happen.
All right. So
Still
next,
haven't taken first player from me.
next
so.
is power up. Power up to 6 exosuits.
I'm gonna do my 3 free because once the what is it? What's it called? Again?
Impact.
Impact. Thank you. Once the impact happens, 2 of these free spots are actually not available for use. So you try to use them as much as you can.
I'm also powering up 3, so I'll take 6 water.
I'm gonna just power up 4 by
So
taking one of these.
You get 2 water. And now we're into the warp tiles.
I have a lot of warp tiles out. Well, I only have 2. That's not bad. Only because I'm first, I didn't want to take that anomaly.
Yeah.
Or paradox, sorry.
Paradox. So you can pass me one of those tokens, please.
As much as I would have liked having some stuff.
And I will get a neutronium for my troubles. I wished for neutronium and it just scientifically appeared, because it's science fiction, not fantasy, so not magically appeared. I like to explain my jokes sometimes. Yeah. All right. So you're still the start player.
I am.
Time to take some action.
So you know what? I'm gonna force labor my people here.
And not
Taking
pay
a
the
free
water
action.
cost.
No, because I am water poor this game. I have a lot right now, but it seems to go quickly for some reason.
For some reason.
These people needing to drink water, I swear. Awful.
That's a free action, so you can still actually take a worker action.
I can. And you know what? What do we have here? I like that. Sorry, I can just turn that the right way. I'm gonna build. Okay, so what's it gonna cost me? It's gonna cost me. All right, let's build here. So I'm gonna use my engineer because it's gonna cost me 1 less titanium. So I want to build one of the life
supports.
Life supports. So it's gonna cost me 1 gray instead of 2, a green, a yellow, and 2 water. So messy there now.
Forgot to move this guy back.
You know what? I like having 5 water, so I'm gonna take this one because even if I can only use an administrator there, but I get 5 water when I do it.
That's pretty useful.
It is.
Okay, so for my action, I would like to activate my administrator and supply my guys. Now, as we mentioned earlier, my supply cost is cut in half. So instead of 6, I'm only going to spend 3 to get all my workers back. And I think that's a pretty good deal because I get to move up again on that track, getting me more victory points as well.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
Your turn.
Let's see.
Sorry, 1 second. As part of that same action, I'm going to take this free action to get 2 victory points and a paradox tile.
So there's your 2 and your paradox. Never forget the paradoxes.
Never forget the paradoxes. They have the potential to be quite dangerous.
Mm-hmm. I had 3 of those anomaly tile ones. got rid of them all though. By the end of the
Wasn't that one of your escape conditions or evacuation
I actually needed
conditions?
to have two anomalies in order to be able to evacuate, and then I got rid of them after that. All right, so let's see here. I need some resources. Resources good, but I need guys, and there are no engineers, so that's no good. So I'm going to. Sorry. I'm gonna use a scientist here and go here, and again my special ability is to choose one and the other one gets chosen, so I'm gonna do a triangle, and I'm going to do a DNA sequence. DNA triangle, there we go.
You know, that sounds good to me, so I'm also going to take a scientist action in research, spend a water. You know what? I'm going to spend 2 water instead.
You can't go there unless it's full, remember?
That's right. You're absolutely right. I could, but then I would only be able to take the first player.
That's correct.
But, so I'll take that 1 water back. And I would like a triangle. I'll take the time travel.
There you go.
Excellent.
We might be fighting over the same thing. All right. Okay. I am going to travel back in time. So if I could travel back in time, just one,
How
please,
far?
just one. And I'm not gonna pay for that tile.
You're not?
Nope.
Okay.
That tile is going to stay there.
Are you, okay, good enough. You would need a build or a experiment action to do anything else, but
Correct.
that'll be another turn. All right, I would like to get some resources. So I need to have my engineer come over here. What do I want is a good question. That'll work. I'll take 1 uranium and 1 gold.
Alright, my brainiac here is going to go down into, again, the bottom spot, and he's going to act like an engineer. So he'll come back to me. Can I get a green, please?
So a titanium and a uranium.
That's what it is. You need some better building so my quantum chameleon can use some fancy schmancy.
I'm trying to avoid giving you anything. Seems legit to me.
Like a good competitor should.
That's right. So here I'm going to spend a water to take that action. And then I'm going to build a life support. Can I get the life support that's on, you know what?
Free action for 1 and then a 1 time 3 or?
No, I'll take the bottom one. Yeah, please. Thank you.
3 water?
So that would normally cost me 1 uranium, 2 titanium. But again, because I'm an engineer and I have my bonus, I'm only going to spend the uranium and the water to put that tile here. And now you can put your worker on it, or put your worker. You can pretend like it's a space you can act on. Now it doesn't say anything about it blocking it for me.
No, it's just I can use it by playing here like I would be.
So it doesn't actually use my action space.
No.
Which is good because I'll still be able to do something.
All right, so that can't go there, but a scientist can construct, so that's okay. We'll do that. Yes, that's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna go here into the. What's that called again?
It's the
It's all good. It's all good. World Council.
World Council, yes.
Yes.
The World Council spaces.
Which allows you to take any of the other full spots.
Capital actions.
Capital actions.
You're
World
taking
Council.
which one?
I'm taking the construct capital action.
Okay. You're a scientist, so you won't get the one resource credit.
Now I'm gonna build the super dupery thingy there.
Which will cost you 1 uranium, 2 titanium, 1 gold, and you have to pay a scientist.
Oh.
Put your genius there instead, and then you can pay with the
That's
scientist.
what I want to do. Thank you, sir. I'm gonna fix that.
That's fine. Now you have the scientist, you can pay. So now you can afford it. You need 2 triangle breakthroughs, which you have. So you're ready, and that'll...
Sorry, 2 of these, 1 of these, 1 of these. My scientist is gonna sacrifice himself for the cause.
He died devising the ultimate plan.
To save Earth.
So this is a nice one, because it gives each of your super projects a +3 victory point bonus at the end of the game.
I can put it there. Or I can put it here. You know what? I'm going to put it down here. Oh, I would have had to get rid of these 2 as well, sir. The 2 triangles. So it's expensive, but hopefully worth it.
Well, I just netted you 6 points. In addition, 9 points total.
Yeah,
right?
9 points total.
That's not bad. All right. So my next action is going to be... I really wish I had another exosuit, but I don't. I don't have any exosuits powered up.
You don't have any special abilities to get any.
No, I do not. This genius is going to come here and get me 3 water. And they come back motivated, so I'll get to put them back active at the end of the round. And that's all I can really do right now.
I do like the administrator. He's got funky hair. So my administrator is going to come over here. I'm going to pay... Oh, no, sorry. Over here. My apologies. I want to go over here. I need to use an administrator on that spot. And I'm going to get 5 water.
I should have removed a tile earlier when I got my anomaly, and I did not.
What do you mean?
I removed a warp tile.
Yes, that's the one thing we always seem to forget, I noticed. Which wouldn't have mattered because we haven't gone there yet, so that's fine. Actually, I would have as well. Yes, I'll take the neutronium because I always find it the hardest to. Thank you. So, as you can see, a lot of moving parts, a lot of things you got to think about. So, you kind of got to plan for all that. Sometimes, but this is the third or fourth time now we're playing it, and it's
I like to say I don't cheat. I'm just forgetful.
So mulligans happen in this particular game because there's just so many things. So that was my turn. I don't know if there's anything else you want to do.
Well, I could go back in time. Actually, I can't go back in time. There's nothing really useful that I want to do there. So I'm going to sacrifice a engineer to take care of this anomaly.
So it's either a neutronium or 2 resources and
neutronium and 2 water. And the engineer dies.
But you get rid of your anomaly. It's kind of nice because they're worth negative 3 points at the end of the game, so you really don't want those if you can help it.
Back to you.
I'm passing.
I am also passing. So we're in cleanup once again. So we're retrieving workers. This worker comes back active and motivated.
That's active. This one does not.
This worker is a genius, so they'll come back active.
Because he was
pretending to be an engineer. This guy is tired. A lot of tired dudes. And this guy is also going to come back tired.
So, check for impact. Impact has not happened yet, although let's see.
I will hire myself another administrator.
Because it may actually happen.
For 2 water.
So it's a net value of 0, so it won't move, so we won't have an impact. Because there's no adjustments and it's 1 and 1. So a net gain of 0. So impact will stay where it is. Although we will be, well, it depends. It might actually move ahead.
Potentially.
Potentially.
All right, so here we are in the 5th era.
Mm-hmm. So with 2 players, it's still got some meat to it, but I find it moves fairly quickly. Once everyone knows what's going on, I find it takes. I think every time I've taught this, it's taken almost like 45 minutes just to teach the game. So because people really need to kind of understand. Oh, those are already there, so those will stay. That'll stay. Actually, it's perfect, and I'll just add it in here. I find it's got a lot going on. So. But like I said, when we've taught this, people are like, okay, now that they know what the iconography is, they like, okay, I know what that does now.
Usually within a couple of rounds, most people seem to get it pretty good. So
yeah, you just have to jump in.
All right,
you have 7 guys.
You are still the starting player. So we're doing the paradox phase now.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to roll.
You have 1 there. Please, not a double. Please, not a double. Oh, good, it's a single.
And
I never get.
roll.
Well, actually, that's not true. I got the 0 ones.
I also get 1, which gives me an anomaly. So just give me the anomaly tile that I just got rid of.
Now, did you want to get rid of a building instead?
No, I'm going to take the anomaly tile. Which means I get to remove this off the track.
So, next thing is power up. I'm going to power up 1, 2, 3 for sure. And you know what? I think I want to power up a 4th one.
As will I. So
I'm
that's my
debating about
energy
a
core.
5th one.
And I will take 4 water.
Oop. You know what? No, I'm just going to power up 4 at the moment. So what do we have there? Evacuation is already... Oh, nice. You already have evacuation with that.
This one is the rescue pods, yes.
And what's the one down at the bottom there?
This says resistant genotype.
So you need to have one of them with a gene sequence.
Any of them with a gene sequence. And spend a resource.
Nice. All right, so warp. Let's do that first. Need to decide if we're going to use any warp tiles.
Yes.
All right, it's a little harder when you.
A lot of dead air there.
That's all good. Oh my goodness. So, I actually have a net gain of 0 because my morale will go up 1 and then back down 1. But
So
I get
no
a
change.
neutronium. And what's the other one? Is an engineer for water. There we go.
I chose not to take any more warp tiles because I already have an anomaly that I'm trying to deal with. I just got rid of one a moment ago and I got one back.
It helps when I have
again.
4, but yeah.
You got a bit more leeway in that regards. All right, so now we're back to action rounds.
Oh my goodness. So,
excuse me.
I need stuffs. I'm going to, sorry, just trying to figure out what I want to do.
That is an important question to answer.
It's very important. So I think I need to go there. So I'm going to go over to the middle spot on the resources section. I'm
Getting
going to take
you a
the
gold.
the gold.
And
I think I want a titanium, please.
Titanium.
I'll take the bottom one.
There you go.
means I got to probably paint them.
I'm going to take the experimentation action.
Figured you
Because
probably would.
this is in focus. I already have one with the DNA strands of any shape.
Oh no, you don't need to give that to me. You just need to have it.
You need to have it.
You need to spend the resource, though.
That's right. I do spend the gold resource to take this tile, this card rather, which is worth another 2 victory points. And again, I will choose to move this up. Now we're into positive changes to the impact track.
All right, he's going to go forward.
Potentially.
Well, depends upon what we get told.
Potentially.
Oh, sorry, this never came off of here last turn. My apologies.
In addition to that action, I can take this free action to get 2 more victory points and a paradox token, please.
You're racking those guys up. But you don't have any on there, so that's helpful.
Exactly.
I haven't found a way, now I don't know if any of the other modules in the expansion allow you to get rid of them, but I haven't found an easy way to get rid of those. So
the paradox tokens?
Once you have the paradox tokens, you're stuck with them.
Back to you.
Yes. Yes, for sure. All right. Let's see. I'm going to use this. Nope, we're good.
You do need to take an action.
I do need to take an action. My apologies. So I'm going to go here and construct. And I do have what I need, because I'm going to use that as if it was an engineer. So it'll cost 1 less titanium. And I'm going to build this guy here. So it's going to cost me 1, and 2 water. So it's water, a gold, and a titanium. I think this is the most buildings I've ever had. All right. Good to go.
I'm going to use this administrator to take the trade action, trading with the nomads. And so again, I'm going to trade 3 water to get Anachrony. Because it's an admin, he gets to do 2 trades, so I can go around the clock that way.
You can. All right. I think I know what I want to do. My scientist is going to go over here. He's going to give me a breakthrough. Because I get to basically pretty much choose. I'm going to choose a triangle. Nope. Yep, a triangle with the chip symbol.
You don't want to roll the dice?
Triangle with a chip symbol. There we go. Make it look good. There we go. That would be me.
Once again, I'm going to sacrifice a guy. I'm going to sacrifice an engineer to close off this anomaly. It's going to cost me 2 water, and I'm going to spend the neutronium that I just got. And so this anomaly tile goes away, as does the engineer. So I'll hand those to you. And that means the gameplay comes back to you again.
Alright, I'm actually going to spend this guy here. I'm going to pay 5 water, move my morale up, and get all my guys over here. I need more guys. All my water.
Just looking to see what I can do here. Certainly some options. You know what I forgot to do?
What's that? Yes, that would have come out.
Now I just did this one this turn, so it won't
Yes.
refill until the next preparation phase. But that
requires
should
you to have 3 guys.
3 mechs and spend a
Energy core.
power core,
Not
energy
bad,
core.
actually. I can't get back that far though.
Okay.
Presently, I only got two distance travel, which I might want to do soon.
Yes. In fact, I'm going to use this genius to take this action and grab those two. And now it's back to you.
Well, I was thinking of doing that, but then I don't have the guys. So that's fine. I'm going to spend the Brainiac. I like to call it the Brainiac as if it were an administrator.
You know, Brainiac was an evil character in the Superman comics, right?
I do know that. And I'm going to. Do I want the engineer? Engineers are handy. No, I'm going to take the other Brainiac.
The genius.
Sorry, genius, yes.
And which bonus do you want?
I'm actually going to take the victory point.
There you go. I'm going to come here and get 3 water.
Alright. Use anomaly. Oh, no, I need water first. Okay, I guess I'm going to do that. So I'm going to use my administrator because he's the only guy that can go there to get 5 water. I'm going to actually get it in loose ones because I'm going to later do something. There we go. Wonderful.
The scientist is going to come up here and get me 4 more water.
All right. So I'm going to sacrifice this scientist by spending an neutronium and 2 water. And he goes off into the anomaly and helps save us. And yes. How have you?
I had something else I wanted to do. That was that. No, I'm done. I'm going to pass.
And I'm surprised how much I like this one because I'm not a sci-fi person. I'm starting to get into sci-fi games more, but this one really appeals to me because it's got a lot of like the humans have like gone to like the various like underground or in the air, and you know has a little bit of that kind of earth feel to it as well. Well, this guy's gonna come back. What do you have over there? Oh, you do have something that'll be useful later. Okay, never mind. Ignore me. So my Brainiac's gonna go there.
Get you 2 titanium.
2 titanium, and they're gonna come back refreshed, which I like. We always like when they come back refreshed because having to spend water to get them back.
It can be a pain for sure.
And forced labor is not good.
So I passed.
Alright. You know what? I'm gonna go here with this guy, spend the water, get myself some gold. Oh, whoa! My goodness.
All over the place.
And then after that, I am also going to pass.
Okay, so clean up. We retrieve our workers. So these 2 come back active because they are
Motivated.
Yeah,
Gotta get my guy.
This guy comes back tired, and tired.
Poor guys. So tired.
These guys all come back tired for me.
This guy is tired, motivated, and tired.
And also tired over here. It's a whole lot of tired guys.
So, fingers crossed.
Now I'm going to spend 2 water.
Oh wait, when I went back in time, did I pay? No, I took that neutronium off.
Hire myself a scientist. It's part of my special ability.
So we're gonna check for impact.
This guy comes back.
Impact
refreshed.
may actually not happen based on the die roll. So we're gonna roll these die. Now we're adding +1 or plus.
Which which is usually a good thing.
That actually is a good thing. So it's actually going to move the impact ahead. So we're actually not going to get an impact this turn. Which is actually interesting.
So that is the Neutronium Research Center. Ooh, and quantum mechanics.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, gotta prepare everything here.
Yes. So many steps.
So we already have one of those guys, so I'll just add one more of each. Now, because we have an impact, the top one won't be a neutronium, but I have some paradoxes I have to roll here. Oh, there's that multiple travel. I like the free actions of water. Oh.
Take some recruiting there.
Nice.
Interesting.
That's very handy. Very handy indeed.
Right. And you are still the start player, so we do paradox.
Yeah.
I won't be rolling for paradox.
I'll be rolling twice because I'm in 2 spots. So that's 1. Good. You like 1. I'd like even less for this next one. Oh, that's okay. Luckily I have 4 spots, so I'm still safe.
You're safe for now.
For now. Alright. I find first player doesn't necessarily rotate as much in a 2 or 3 player game, and the 4 player game rotates more often because
True.
Taking that initial spot on some spots where everybody goes there, you're kind of out of luck. Alright, so we're going to power up, and since there's no impact, all of our spots are available here. And I think I'm going to power up one of the guys.
I have no power cores, but I can spend 3 water to power up 2 of my guys.
Would you like to do that?
Debating whether I do or not. I think I will. So 3 water to do this, which means I end up getting 4 water back.
Nice. Oh yeah, I get 2 water. That is helpful. I keep reading.
You know what? Sorry, I'm gonna power up another one for another 3 water.
I have a very strong suspicion we will not be able to do so.
Could I have done that? No, I wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have been able to afford it because I wouldn't have had enough water. So never mind.
Yeah, because you got the water.
I would have only had 2 water left. Yeah. Okay, so that's it, and now we're into warp again.
I'm gonna at least make the pretense of
Pretend to do something.
Right.
I won't get many points on time travel this game, but haha, nothing.
They usually do time travel.
Well,
None of this time.
I've tried a couple of different ways, and I'm trying this strategy for this time. I don't know if it's going to work or not for me, but we're going to see.
Because I couldn't have gotten anything anyway, so unless it was absolutely worth it.
Okay,
right,
so you're still the start player.
First reaction is, do I want to do that? Yes. My poor morale. My guys are not happy, but that's okay. There we go. They get no water today, sadly.
I'm going to spend 4 water.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
With
Usually
an admin.
Water is fairly plentiful in my version, my
to
strategies.
refresh all my workers.
Not so much this game.
And move up again on that track. And I'm going to take this free action to get 2 victory points and a paradox token, please.
2 victory points?
Yes.
Alrighty. 2 and the paradox.
So it's back to
I remember when we were trying to explain this to a friend of ours, Frank, it was quite funny when we were trying to explain the whole your future self is going back
to
because the impact actually already the impact that happened, but is going to happen in the future, caused the neutronium to be available.
Time travel messes with everyone's heads.
And I watch stuff about time travel and I'm still confused. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this quantum chameleon action, which allows me to travel back 3, because I'm going to use yours to travel back 3.
Okay.
Because I can only travel back 2 with mine. So I'm going to travel back 3.
1, 2, 3.
And I'm going to pay my power-up suit here.
Okay, to get that
Get that one back.
Yeah, good call.
I thought so. Although I think I'm still going to suffer from getting an anomaly next turn. But not much I can do about that.
I would like to take this genius and get 3 water from the supply. And that is my turn.
Alright, so yes, I'm gonna go here. No, I'm not gonna use an engineer for that. That doesn't actually make any sense to use an engineer for that. Actually, if I did that, then I wouldn't have to pay the resource.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at doing. No, I want to go over there. Sorry, my apologies. I'm actually going to the wrong spot.
In fact, you are.
I am going to the wrong spot. So I'm going to pay with my Brainiac here. I'm going to get that second, that project that where my focus is on. So I have a triangle with the chip.
Sorry, I also needed to refill this guy. I apologize. That happened.
That's okay. That goes there. So I get this,
And
I am going to move the track down 1. So that gets me a victory point because I'm on that side. And it also makes a negative for...
So now we're back to balance again.
Balance in all things. Okay. That's my turn.
I'm going to get... Excuse me. I'm going to build... And in this case, I'd like another power plant, or sorry, not a power plant, a lab. So that's
Which one?
The one that gets me a water and a victory point, please.
This one here?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's going to cost me 1 uranium and 2 water. There's 2 water and a uranium. And that was my turn.
Nice. Alright. What am I going to do here? I really need to... Okay, see here if I construct that. I can't construct that. So... Oop, my engineer is flying all over the place. So I'm going to go there and spend a water to construct. And then I'm going to construct. It's going to cost me 1 less gray. So that's that. And 2 gold and 2 water. To get myself these. This one here, which is going to be pay a water to get some uranium. Alright.
For my next turn, I'm going to look at getting myself some stuff here. So what I want is send a genius off to the mines. He'll pretend he's an engineer, and I will get some resources. In this case, I think I would like to get... Yeah, definitely some gold.
All the golds. All the golds. I need some water. Water is very important here. So my administrator is going to go off and find some water. So the one good thing I like about this game is there's a lot of questions on the BGG with regards to different things. The rulebook isn't bad by any means. It's actually fairly good, but there's just a couple of subtle things that can be questionable.
And the designers have been very active at responding to
They
questions,
have
all
been.
three of them. So thank you, David, Victor, and Richard.
Yes. Now they're in Europe right now, so it's like 1 a.m. for them. So they
Yeah.
couldn't join us tonight. They really wanted to, but they couldn't join us tonight. Or they probably would have liked to have joined us if it wasn't 1 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday for them.
Is it
Oh.
back to me?
By the way, sorry, when I played that, I would have went. I don't often pay my stuff back.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
Little, see all those
You
little
do
things.
get to move up in the time
all
travel
those little
track.
things.
All right, so back to me. I am going to scientist. You know what? I'm going to do some.
Oh, interesting.
So this one's in focus for me. And I do have a token that has the time travel symbol on it. And so I can spend one resource. I'll spend one of the gold that I just acquired
Get that?
in order to get that. So that's examine temporal distortion. And that's worth 2 victory points for me at the end of the game.
And do you want to move the thing up on a track?
Yes, in fact I'm going to, because I would like to eventually get some victory points. If I keep going, maybe I can do that.
All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Traveling back in time. It's not very useful at the moment. However, if I go here with an engineer, they'll come back refreshed. I spend a water to get myself some uranium. So they all are kind of cracked, which I'm wondering if that is, it's just the green ones that are cracked. And they're almost all like that, so I'm wondering if that was actually on purpose.
Interesting. I hadn't noticed that before.
I did notice that, and I thought, oh, they're damaged. But then I realized they're all like that, so I wonder if that was
Maybe that was deliberate.
very possible.
Okay, I would like to do something completely different. I'm going to bring a scientist, come here, get a water and a victory point.
Never underestimate the power of victory points.
That was me.
Well, let's see. If I go there, you know what? I do still have a guy. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is my administrator here is going to go here and hire. Which one would be better? I'm going to hire an engineer. And I'm going to get an energy core for my troubles. And he's motivated.
Nice.
I thought so.
I'm going to come here, spend 2 water to take the construct action and the first player marker.
Wow, first time this game.
The construct action is going to be to get a power plant. Please, can I get the one with the 2-3 movements? Actually, you know what? I don't need that one. Give me the other one, please.
Totally up to you.
Yeah.
The other one, you do have to use a specific guy.
So these resources will go back. And there we go.
Nice.
That was my turn. Back to you.
So, I'm gonna play this. Nope, I'm gonna play the Brainiac. Yeah, Brainiac. It's gonna get me 2 titanium.
Nice.
Comes back to me motivated, so not too shabby.
Not too shabby. I'm going to pass, which means it's all the Tracy show. Mind you, you don't have too much left you can do either.
There's things I could do. There's one thing I can do specifically. Do I want to do it though? How many guys are coming back to me refreshed? Not many. But I'm gonna do that actually. I'm gonna spend a water. And I'm going to get 2 gold.
It's still your turn. I passed.
And I'm going to pass now.
Okay. So, moving things right along, now that we've all passed, we're retrieving workers and doing the cleanup phase. So this worker is going to come back refreshed and ready to go.
This one's refreshed. This one is
This
not.
one is tired.
That is this one.
This one
And
is
that is this one.
tired. And this one is tired. Refreshed, refreshed. Tired.
Lots of things.
Check for impact. Well,
Impact is gonna. Yeah, it could move. Now we never came across this. If it moves to the end there, and I hate looking at rulebook while we're doing this, but it's actually not gonna matter. But we would like to clarify that. But
so it actually moves. It basically doesn't move behind us.
it doesn't move behind us, but it stays where it is. So
the
we will.
the impact happens.
The impact will happen. So this is
So
very,
now we need to
very
resolve
exciting.
the impact conditions. Can I get 2 of the no placement markers for my board?
I'll get 2 for mine.
So
Means
now
we
can
cannot
no
put
longer put
our
exosuits there. Yeah. And then we're going to do the same for these tracks.
Yeah. So these get shuffled. Now I gotta make sure I put them in the right spot this time. Ooh, nice. Your guys, you can use that action to get your guys refreshed. That's kind of handy.
So an interesting thing happens during the impact event. The capital city starts to begin crumbling, but all of the production spaces in the capital city actually get a boost or a bonus because it's kind of their last ditch effort to do something useful to save the capital city. And so when you go to these spaces following the impact, you'll have this extra bonus that you'll get to take. However, you can only take it the one time, and then the bonus tile will flip over, and then that action space will no longer be available for the rest of the game.
Although you can come up here to take those actions.
True.
But it costs you water for sure.
So we are now into the final era of the game.
Yes. Yes, we are.
We need to.
What does that say over there? Sorry, it's a little hard for me to read.
We need to move the building tiles. I'll read those out in a moment. So we get one of each worker here.
Oh, nice. A little short there.
And now that the impact event has happened, that becomes a purple, which it was anyway.
Sorry, quite reach.
Okay. So over here we have the Neutronium Research Center and Quantum Mechanics.
So you need to have a red and a gray.
This allows you to do 2 research actions, basically.
And you need what? 2 neutronium, 3
3
gray,
titanium, and
get
a
rid of
spend a
this.
scientist, and you have to have a square chip or a triangle and a circle.
Interesting. Oh, this sort of had to turn over too.
Yes. So now the evacuation tile gets flipped over, and we have the opportunity to take the evacuation space. Now the first player to come here evacuates and will score victory points based on their evacuation conditions on their player mats. However, the second player can also do the same, but they suffer a -3 victory point penalty for not going there. And because it's a 2-player game, it's the second player. If it was a 3-player game, it'd be the third player or the fourth player in a 4-player game.
All right, so
guess what?
What's that?
Paradox.
Yes. Now I have to roll just the one spot. Come on, nothing. Oh. All right. So
No such luck.
No such luck. So, I take an anomaly. And I think I'm going to put it here. Because the chances of me building there are highly unlikely right now. So that's -3. Oh, except I do get to get rid of one of my guys. I'm going to get rid of the Anachrony one, please.
Okay. Next, we're going to look at powering up. So how many exosuits do we want to get ready for this phase?
The last one, so I'm going to get all 4 of them.
I can only get one.
Oh no.
I have no water.
And you don't have any, yeah, I was stuck in that situation in the game.
So I painted myself into a bit of a corner there. But that's okay. So I powered up 1 and I took 6 water. Did you take your water tokens?
I filled all my spots, so I don't get any
Don't
water.
get any water. Okay. What's next? So I'm the start player, and warp tokens. So are we placing any warp tokens out?
Let me see here. There is some stuff I need. I'm debating how badly I need it. We'll see how it goes. Because you're first player, right?
Yep.
Okay. You know what? Let's do it. Oh, okay.
Supplies.
You did take some. So you go first. And then I get to go, and I get a victory point because of where I'm placed. I had to pay a water for my administrator. Sorry, it's here. And I get myself an administrator. What's nice thing is you can always pay that one back. So.
Because it's in focus. Although you still have to take a time travel action to do
yes,
that, I
you
think.
do. You do, you just don't move.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so actions.
Water?
I have a limited number of actions.
So many things. I think I may have forgotten to do something. I can't remember. Okay, so you get to go first.
And my first action is going to be to get me a water and a victory point, please.
I need to go here and get some water. Otherwise, I cannot do what I want to do.
My next action is going to be to...
Oh, you didn't. You did take that spot. Oh, jeez.
To get this guy, although that cost me a water, but that's worth it to refresh everything. Yeah, I'll do that.
Cost you 1 water. And you get a victory point because you got a administrator, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 1 victory point, sorry. There you go. You took the 1 spot I wanted to take. Oh, darn.
That flips over.
Darn. Okay.
And that was my only spot in the city because I don't have any other exosuits.
So, I am going to go up here to evacuate. Now, I don't need to spend the 8. I only need to have the 8, and I have exactly 8. So it'll get me 3 points, and for every super project I have, I'll get another 4, and I have 2. So that'll be 8 plus 3 is 11.
Very nice.
little bit on all those points you've been getting throughout the game.
Oh, they're just singles, so it's not.
And I place one of my tokens here.
Mm-hmm.
Say that I've taken it. And it is your turn.
I'm going to take this one here. I'm not going to get to escape. To evacuate.
No, sadly.
I didn't have the resources to get another exosuit.
And there's no...
That was unwise of me because I had what I needed to do so. I was looking to get another
That's why I should have taken
administrator.
an exosuit with the tile. You can mulligan it. I'm okay with a mulligan.
No, it's fine.
No, you...
Lessons learned.
Yep.
Pay attention to where you're getting yourself in the game.
Because you don't need the gold, so I'm not sure why you took a gold. I'm okay with that.
All right, I'm going to actually activate this to supply my workers and get 3 victory points.
Do you have 2? Can you give me 2? A little easier than all the little guys. Perfect. Perfect.
That cost me 4 water, so I get 1 back. Okay, next.
All right. Well, sorry, what is this one?
Which one? Let's look.
Sorry. We know the game for though, but there's just so many tiles and so many different icons. Sometimes you forget, especially when they haven't come out yet. Because to memorize every icon would be very difficult.
You receive the recruit bonus associated with your recruited worker 1 additional time. Did we put those in the wrong spot? No, that's the recruit bonus.
Yep.
Yeah. If you recruit a genius, you may choose a different bonus for the second time.
That's right. I remember us actually getting that before. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm gonna use my Brainiac. So I'm gonna take the other genius on the bottom, and
that means you get 1 of those.
I do. I'm gonna take 2 victory points.
You get to take it again.
Yeah, I took a victory point and a victory point.
But did you get 2 geniuses, or did you get another worker? A genius?
Oh, I get to recruit again.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Sorry, no, my mistake. No, you just
No.
get the bonus. You don't get a second recruit. You get the bonus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which for the genius is anyone.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So you took the 2 bonuses.
I took the victory point twice.
Good.
So it gives me 2 victory points.
All right then. I am passing.
Could do that. If I do that, that's -2 versus -3. I'm going to refresh my guys, just so I can know the negatives there. For 5 water. Oh, I'm taking guys from the pool. I was going to take general supply guys. Sure, why not? I guess this is unfortunately the Tracy show at the moment.
Yes, because I'm out of actions.
So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to I can use a genius here.
You can,
right,
yeah.
I'm going to go back 2 and sacrifice an engineer to get that back.
Mm-hmm.
Which I won't be able to get rid of the other guy. Then, actually, if I had done it right, I could have used yours first. But that's okay. Oh well, lessons learned.
Sorry, I'm not actually passed because I can do that to pay back the thing that I put out.
Yeah, exactly. No need to lose the points, right?
And if you're okay with it, I'll just do that twice.
That's fine.
Basically undo what I did because that was not wise.
No, getting another mech or another exosuit would have been good, sorry. Alright, I did have a plan. I need to do construct. So I'm going to construct. And I'm going to go here. It's going to cost me 1 less neutronium and 1 less gray because it's an engineer. Mind you, I'm not going to the neutronium spot, so it doesn't really matter. 2, 2, 1, and 2. Get myself this guy here. And are you doing anything?
Nope.
Alright.
I, in fact, have no actions I can take.
Now, when I time travel, I can't go back to my focus spot and time travel. Do I time travel from there? Or do I time travel from where I am?
So you always start back in the present.
And then, so I could do this then. Use my Brainiac. Not travel anywhere, but use one of your travel actions to get rid of my administrator.
Pay an administrator back. And get that token back.
Yes.
Saving you some points.
Time travel is so tricky. So confusing.
And don't forget to move you up in your time travel track. Did you do that for the last one you paid?
No, I didn't. Thank you.
Okay.
I keep forgetting that. It's one of those things I keep forgetting. And I can't use that one because I used the guys.
Although, when I went back, I could have actually moved up and gotten those points for those 2 guys that I just pulled off the track. It seems kind of odd. I'll have to look that up. Maybe that wasn't legal, but we'll figure it out.
I think it would be, because why not, right? It might be a legitimate strategy to... It's a good question, actually. A legitimate strategy to put the things out, pay them back, and move up the track.
I'll double check the rules and then post online to let you know what the answer is.
It would be good to know that. And unfortunately, I do not have a scientist or a genius to go there to get those 2 victor points. I would like to have done that, but I can't do that. So I think, without further ado, I can't construct anything that's worth it. I do have this last exosuit, though.
Get some water.
Water doesn't really get me much. That's true. Might be enough.
I only have 3, so with your 1, that would get you enough.
And I'll get 3.
You will have 1 more than me and get yourself 3 victory points.
Nice. I thought you had 4, so I didn't think it was worth it for me to do. Alright, with that last thing, that's all I'm going to do, so I'm also going to pass.
So we've ended with that. We've ended the last, we'll do the cleanup phase again.
Yes, because not that that particularly matters, so we won't roll
so
that.
That comes back, and you get that work retired. Again, these don't matter so much, but that comes back.
This guy was where? He's there.
There's a recruit action. And this guy comes back.
Tired. Not tired. Alright. So
basically we'll check for game end, and in fact the game is ended.
So let's grab the score pad there.
I will let you manage the score pad because you're the one who does more writing.
Yes, I still write things down in notebooks, scarily enough. So Steph and Tracy. So the first thing, we do have a lot of things we have to score for. So the first thing we're going to score for is we're going to score for our actual buildings. So pretty much all buildings. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, well. Too bad. I realized that's what I was going to use the guy for. It is all good.
You could still do that, but then you'd be giving up your water.
Yes, exactly.
And your short
so it's a net gain of 0, so it's fine. I'm not going to bother. So the buildings, we're going to score all of our buildings. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I also have 11.
And then our super projects, we're going to score any points on our super projects. For me, it's a total of 8.
You counting the bonuses for the super project?
I guess I would count that there, yes.
Another 6. So 14. And I have 6.
And then anomalies, it's -3 for me. And
None.
you have none.
None.
Where we are on the time travel track here, so I have 4.
I have 6.
The morale track, I'm in the middle right here, so I don't get anything.
I'm at 8 points.
Nice. Now these will get 1 for each one, and then every set of 3 is another 2 points, so I only have 1.
I have 2 total.
And then we'll count up our actual victory points we've collected throughout the game. So 10, 12, 14, 17 for myself.
12.
And then the time travel track, I think this is the first time I've ever seen it where there isn't a single token on the time travel track. So no -2 for anyone.
No one loses anything there.
And then we're going to do endgame conditions. So the first endgame condition will be the most distance of being able to time travel. So I have a total of 2.
I have 6.
So that would be Stephane. So he would get the 3 points. The most, the highest on the morale track, that would also be Stephane. The most water is, he said me. The most workers, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I have 9. It looks like you might have more than me.
I, in fact, have 10.
Look at you. And lastly, the most super projects. So I have 2, so I will get that one. So with that final score, we're going to count up. You can entertain. I'm just going to do this quick because we need a little bit of quiet. I hear you counting. 3.
I'm counting in my head. I let her do all this stuff because I don't write, I type.
Is 54 for Stephane.
54 points.
25,
Woohoo.
22, 50. So you actually win by a whole 4 points. Stephane won 54 to 50.
How did I sneak the win out of that? I was sure it was going to you.
Well, you did have it helps that you had you can count my score again, but I'm pretty certain.
I believe you.
23, 24, 25 and 12
37
and 8
50, 45
and then 9.
Yeah.
54.
Fair enough.
And I have 35. Oh, sorry, 35, not 25. No, 20. No, it's 25. 25 minus 22. 4 is 26. 27 and 17.
44.
And 6 is 50.
Okay.
So yeah. So Stephane won by 4 points. That actually shows how close it is, because even with the endgame conditions, if the endgame conditions had been different, I may have actually squeaked out a win there, because you got 6 points versus so you got 9 versus my 6.
So what'd you think of this one?
So, like I said, I kind of gave it away at the beginning there and at the very start of the segment with that I thought this was going to be my top 10, possibly top 5. It is. I'm shocked at how much I'm enjoying these sci-fi fields, because this one isn't just about the sci-fi. It's a bit of engine builder. It's got mechanics of resource management, your worker placement, obviously my favorite mechanics, worker placement and resource management. It's thematic across the board. I find, you have to place things in the right timing to get what you need for later on, but you also have this impact which is happening. The time travel I find is the trickiest, because you're like, oh, I have to go back and I have to spend this, but where am I getting it from? So that's tricky, but I like it.
If you think about the time travel aspect as just a loan, you're borrowing from something and you'll have to pay it back later.
Exactly.
To simplify things, if the whole, wrapping your mind around the time travel mechanics is a little too scary, just think of it as, you're taking a loan out for a resource. You're going to have to pay the resource back at the end of the game, or before the end of the game, or suffer some penalty in victory points. So it's not really too drastic. It's not too damaging to you, but it can cost you some victory points at the end of the game if you don't pay those resources back.
And for me, what I particularly like the art is good. It is a little busy, but it's not overly busy. Like, I've seen things where the art really detracts from it. Once you most of the art is actually more muted colors, and all the actual art for the mechanics is much brighter, so it stands out. So I find, even though it's busy, it doesn't feel like it's in the way. So I really like that. I like the modules, how they do change things up a bit. This one wasn't a drastic change. It was a subtle change, but I liked it. You could play without it. I would say I enjoyed it just as much without it as I did with it.
We forgot to score for.
Oh, geez, yes, we did.
Speaking of Doomsday modules, I got
Sorry.
6,
I
and
got
you
2.
got.
So 52 to 60. So actually, there's a fairly bigger jump there. So that actually matters. 62 to 52. 60 to 52. So it's an 8-point lead, which is still not bad given, like I said, you got 9 here and I got 6. So
Still pretty close.
Still pretty close. So for me, I really like this. Everyone we've taught this to, we've played this a few times now with other players, and we've taught it. And even though it's a fairly steep learning curve in the sense of there's a lot to learn, so you kind of get all this information thrown at you, but I found no one, was overwhelmed by it. Once they figured out what it all meant, they're like, okay, I've got this pretty good.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, within a couple of rounds, eras, most people had taken enough actions and, gotten into the iconography deep enough that they were able to figure out, what the different tiles and actions meant.
Oh, hi, Crimson Wanderer. I'm not sure if you've been here the whole time, but hopefully you enjoyed the game.
Unfortunately, we're just wrapping up with our
Yes.
review because the gameplay just finished about 5 minutes ago.
Yes.
But if you watch, you can go back afterwards and watch the video from the start if you're interested.
So we're going to have this on the Twitch channel, of course. We're going to have it published on the Twitch channel, but we're also going to have it on our YouTube channel. So we didn't actually do our official intros at the beginning. So obviously I'm Tracy the Gaming Maven.
I'm Stephane the Games Teacher.
And we're 2 of the 3 co-hosts of the video YouTube channel To Die For Games. So this video will also be uploaded to
our YouTube channel
probably tomorrow afternoon, if not definitely by Friday. So you'll get to see the whole playthrough there. You can kind of skip through the parts. But like we're kind of quickly saying, the module really adds quite a little bit to it. I want to check out the other modules that came. Oh, great. So peeked in here to check out. It's a fantastic game. Like I said, this game is probably sitting in my top 5 now. I'm surprised that it actually eked into the top 5, but it's got a lot of replayability. There are so many different strategies you can use to play this game. I've never found there's one runaway leader. I've never found that one particular strategy will do it all. Like I said, I don't know what the other modules do. I'm hoping to see what they do. Maybe they'll add a little bit more funky kind of strategy to the game. The Doomsday, like I said, it's good. It doesn't add so much that it changes it completely. So you could play with or without it and it wouldn't be a big deal.
I missed backing the Kickstarter for this. Unfortunately, money-wise, it just wasn't possible at the time. And I almost passed it by when I saw the big box at the store. In fact, I walked past it a couple of times and didn't pick it up. And then I saw it out at a game store, a local game store in our city. And
the gentleman that was there, Eric,
I got a peek inside the box and I was like, oh, I'm going to like this. I didn't even have to play it. I knew I was going to like it.
It's one of those games that when you get it quickly explained to you, you get to kind of see what it's all about. The box is not boring by any means. It's got a kind of cool look, but you don't really know what it's about. Even on the back, it's not quite as obvious as you would think. So once you pull it out and you see the parts and someone kind of really explains that whole time travel, borrowing from your future self to kind of come back, like use the resources now but paying in the future, it's really cool. I think that feature is the biggest, and like you said, it's almost like a loan in any other game, but it sounds kind of cooler. You're sending stuff back to yourself from the future. You're going, I'm gonna need this at this point in time.
Reminds me of the scene in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Sound is a tad low. Thank you for letting us know. This is our second stream, so we did adjust the volume because it sounded really loud here, but we did find that it was just local, so we're still getting kind of learning about this whole Twitch. But so thank you, that's really good to know.
We'll spend a bit more time. We'll spend a bit more time adjusting the mic volume before we go live next time.
Yes, and I'm going to do some edits to it when we put it up on YouTube. So hopefully the volume will be a little bit better there, and then I'm not sure what we can do to edit it in Twitch. But
the advantage of tuning in late though is that you get to skip over the slow parts, so you can watch the video in fast forward and check out the parts you're really interested in. So.
Yeah. So we played this at 2-player, we played it at 3, and we played it at 4. I find it balances well. I found there wasn't as much competition for the spaces at 2. Oh, by the way, we might have someone returning, so the dogs might bark a little bit. Yes, and it's my nephews who are 18. They kind of taught us how to start launching this Twitch thing. Our fellow co-host Mandy, along with a friend of ours, Paolo, Michael, does a Twitch stream for on my game playthroughs as well. So if you're interested in kind of what we do, they do a very similar style. the whole overhead and the view of us, and we're trying to keep different games. So they'll do games on Monday, we'll do games on Wednesday, and so it's kind of a nice way to see a game out and know what the game looks like before you buy it. So I think similar to what we do on the YouTube channel, which is a bit of overview and review, this kind of gives you a full playthrough, so you really get to see the game in action, which is really nice. So I'm hoping people are going to get to enjoy this as we continue doing them. And check us out. We're on Twitter. I'm thegaming_maven. I'm on Instagram, and of course we're on Facebook. We have our YouTube channel. We do overviews, reviews, but we do these playthroughs. We're going to post them there, and we do some other things as well. We're getting some new stuff going. We're also contributors on the Dice Tower, so if you happen to know the Dice Tower, we're on a couple different segments for them.
So thanks for tuning in. Sorry you missed all the action, but like I said,
it's still going to be there.
You'll be able to watch it after the fact. You basically PVR'd the video, but that's okay. But yeah, thanks for joining us, Crimson Wanderer, and hope you like what you see, and maybe you'll get a chance to play Anachrony sometime soon.
Yeah, and with that being said, this is Tracy the Game Maven signing off.
Stephane the Games Teacher. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.